The top of somebody. Well, somebody died. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good. Welcome to Spirit U, y'all. Welcome to Spirit U. I am your professor in spirit, Touche Germain. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're feeling good. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Look, y'all, I done came in this thing. I just got out the bed, okay? Just got out of bed. But I got something to tell y'all. I had to come on here and hop on and do a live real quick. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're feeling good. Hey, love, how y'all doing? Look, y'all getting the uncut, raw, straight out the bed. Still got my bonnet on. Oh my gosh, I got something I told y'all. I couldn't even hold it, y'all. I couldn't even hold it. So I'm up. I'm up. I done got some rest, and so I'm up. Oh man, wait, I got to move y'all over. Hold on, let me see if I can get y'all so I can see comments on this side of the street. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're feeling good. I missed y'all. I missed y'all. I missed y'all. Y'all, I got so much to tell y'all, but this part was so important that I had to I had to throw some on. I said, baby, they finna get this bonnet today. Man, they finna get the bonnet because I missed y'all. And I have something really, really, really crazy, crazy, crazy to talk to y'all about an experience that I had traveling back, y'all, traveling back. So I am back. I am back to Alabama. I just got back this morning, early this morning, maybe about 5 o'clock or so. Just got back from the trip, and so I'm grateful for that. Hey, honey, bunny, hey, my Kelly Belly, what you was doing? So I just got back, y'all. So much to tell y'all. I did not. I think the last time I saw y'all was like Wednesday. I think I went live on Wednesday. I was still in California at that time, and so I just got back. We left about 7 p.m. Wednesday. I stopped yesterday and saw my daughter in Texas. Yes, glory to God. He did something so amazing, y'all, over the last couple of days. Hey Pam, hey honey, Wani, y'all come in, like the live, share the love, drop something in the chat that you're grateful for. Let's get in the flow of abundance. This is gonna be free flow Friday. Come on, free flow. This is gonna be free flow Friday, y'all. So I'm not doing like the normal. I have spirituality, but baby, I couldn't even much write it down. I started journaling it, but so much revelation the Lord just gave me literally within the span. It really started a couple of nights ago, and I'm going to kind of talk to y'all about it. But the Lord confirmed it for me today through something and just an experience. And some of you may be experiencing this as well. Come on, God, this is in preparation. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some oil. Look, I don't want to show y'all all my credentials, okay? Because these credentials is in the streets, child. They's in the streets. Many of you, the Lord is preparing you for your next level assignment. Drop it in the chat. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. And I'm going to explain to y'all how the Lord just gave me this revelation, which is why I had to come on here and share this with y'all. Thank you, Father God, for blessing, protecting, and anointing us. In Jesus' mighty, miraculous, and powerful name that we do pray. Amen. It is so, and so it is. We receive it, y'all. We receive it. I have an order. I got to do that. I think so. If you ordered your blessing and anointing oil, I will be mailing that out to you on Monday. Okay, on Monday. I am gonna rest a little bit, but I had to come share this with y'all. So this is pretty much y'all. Again, I don't really have notes for this. I'm just letting the spirit flow today. But I do know what we're going to be talking about. Okay. Yes, very much strong and focused. And so many of you, the Lord is getting ready to, y'all got your favorite adult beverage. I got some. They still in the car packed up, but I do have some. I got some new flavors that I found when I was at the Aldi. And so I will show y'all that. Y'all, my car is still packed up, of course, with the stuff that I brought from California. But this was more important for me to come on here and talk to y'all about this because many of you, the Lord is preparing you for your next level assignment. And so he over the past couple of days, y'all just stay tracking with me because I'm going to try to give the story the way that the Lord is revealing it to me. So we're just going to go with the spirit today. So check this out, y'all. So many of you, you know that especially over here at Spirit U, we are in a season where the Lord is transitioning us into our next level. The next thing that which I mean, they wouldn't talk about my bonnet. Child, Spirit didn't talk about me. They talking about they act like I couldn't have took y'all seen it. Why y'all had to handle me though? I feel like y'all didn't have to handle me about my bonnet because the people in them didn't say nothing. Why y'all had something to say? Child, they talking about my head looked like it was cocked like a pistol because it was leaning to that side. Y'all's just being some haters. Anyway, I'm back, right? Y'all being some haters. You was right, because I do have my braids, so it's not like my hair wasn't combed. You was right though, but y'all ain't have to try to handle me. I'm back. So if you over here at Spirit U, y'all know that we are in a season of transition and the Lord is stepping us into our next level assignment. And I said it, there are so many things, y'all. Thank y'all for liking the live, y'all. Y'all like the live, share the live, share the love. There are so many things that a lot of times happen, and I don't have full revelation. You see, you oftentimes just have to let it play out. Okay. So over the span of about many of you, where this is going is the Lord has been showing you in what capacity He's going to be utilizing you in. Before, remember, y'all, he never sends us somewhere that He doesn't equip us first. Come on, God. He doesn't send us into something that we're not ready to handle, that we're not prepared for, not trained for. And so, child, it was cute. You seen the girl. They talking about like I ain't got my hair, because y'all know if my hair was all over the place, I would have had to rock that bonnet. But anyway, so the other day I said something and I didn't, I don't know when something applies to me. I just tell you what spirit love, right? And so the other day, I remember saying something about deliverance ministry. And some of you are going to be called to do that. Some of you, the Lord is getting, come on, guys. Some of you, the Lord is getting ready to give you the power and the authority to trample on the heads of snakes and scorpions and demons. You're going to be able to cast out demons. They are not going, come on, God. They're not going to be able to stand in your presence. They are going to have to bow down to the glory of God that is flowing and within you, that light that is shining. I'm going to tell y'all how this happened for me. Okay. Some of you, and again, this is kind of a personal story, but I understand now why God had to allow me to experience a certain thing, why like things have played out the way that they have. So for many of you, and unbeknownst to me, the Lord is sending me into a place, and He's giving many of us the power and the authority to basically do what the apostles did, which is casting out demons and freeing people, helping people. One of the last lives we did, we talked about the fact that there are certain things that can only be broken with fasting and prayer. We pray all the time, but there are certain things, certain vexes, hexes, like things, ailments that can only be removed or cast out or broken with prayer and fasting, right? So with that being said, remember, y'all, we out here, we're always in training. We're always in training for what it is that the Lord is going to send us into. I didn't really realize this until as I was driving last night, I was dealing with a demon. Okay, let me just say this. And so for those of you who use, this is not going to be for everybody. You will understand this. If it's for you, you will have ears to hear. So this may not be for everyone. However, for even if it's not something that the Lord is sending you into, it will make you aware of how you may be dealing with different energies. Some of you, come on, God, some of you are going to start to recognize how different entities and demons may have an attachment to someone who you love. This could be a family member, a friend. So please don't think that even if you are not having to deal in the deliverance part of things, that the Lord is not making you aware through the knowledge and the things that I'm getting ready to share with you, how you will start to recognize the kinds of energies and entities and demons that you may be encountering. So this is what ended. So long story short, y'all, I ended up, and let me also just stay tracking with me. I hope this doesn't sound scattered, but I'm going to try to give what I can and make it make sense, but it may not always be fluid, if that makes sense, because there's going to be different pieces that I have to interject. A lot of times, y'all, come on, God, when you're dealing with energies, entities, demons, a lot of times people don't know that they have something attached to them. They don't know that they're operating out of an unclean spirit. They don't realize what's happening. And this is something that happened for me for 2 nights in a row, because it was like when we started driving through Texas and then continuing to like driving into Louisiana last night. This is when the Lord made me aware of what was happening. And so at first I thought I was tripping, but then I realized I wasn't. So number one, many times these entities, these energies, these demons that are operating through the people who are closest to you, because to understand, they will come into people that are not aware. Maybe they're not walking in their light. Maybe they haven't been delivered. Maybe they're not a follower, a believer. So they may be operating more in their dark energy, right? In their shadow energy. So as a result of this, the enemy has more access message. The enemy has more access to them and to operate through them. And so keep this in mind as you're dealing with people. If you start, come on, God, you start noticing people acting different, their personality shifts, just things, and you like, man, this ain't how we rock, and this ain't what we had going on, right? So just recognize this, y'all. Like that, don't fault them. Hold on, baby, because I can't see. Okay, I'm back. So don't fault them, because many times they don't recognize what they're doing because they're not aware. So with that being said, be mindful of treating them differently because they know not what they do. Come on, Lord, because they know not what they do. So several things have happened in my life since the Lord has transitioned me without me having full awareness or understanding why certain things, like why did I need to reconnect with this person? What is it, never having an intention to do that. But now the Lord has put the puzzle together and I understand where he was taking me with it. So for some of you, depending on what your calling is, depending on, what the Lord is requiring you to do in this season, he's equipping you and training you for the next level, the next round of I'll say, we're going to say demons. We're going to use the word demons because that's the best word for it, that you're going to have to face. And so let me just tell the story on and I want you to apply this to your own life. I can remember the other day, the Lord started talking to me about deliverance ministry. It's not something I'm familiar with. Hey, Jamila. Hello, honey, Wani. So not something I'm terribly familiar with, but I said, I receive it because I'm like, Lord, what are you preparing me for? My God, he's so intentional. God knows what he's doing. Drop it in the chat. God knows what he's doing. And so I knew that he was preparing me for something, but didn't quite understand or know what it was that he was preparing me for, right? And so I ended up, let's see, hold on, y'all, because I don't want to get distracted. So he told me that, and then from the time he told me, then he sent me on assignment, and it was another level assignment. So yet over the past week, the Lord has broken something off of me. And he's also equipped me for where he's sending me next. And I know where he's sending me next, but I didn't realize that everything that has happened within the span of this last week was in preparation for what he's sending me into. So certain people have things attached to them that many of you are going to be the one to break things off of them. If y'all remember, a couple of months ago, I told y'all that I fasted and I ended up breaking something off of someone because of my prayer and my fasting. So this particular time, I told y'all I didn't go the full 3 days of fasting. I only went 2, but the Lord, he required me to only go 2 because he needed to be able, it was like I needed to make sure that I was walking in his power and his authority. It is not of our own power or authority that we are actually moving and operating. And so what he did was he commanded me to only fast for 2 days because there was a certain let's say energy, okay? There was a certain energy that he was going to have to remove from someone. And it keeps us humble, y'all, so that we realize that no matter how much power and authority the Lord gives us, we're still operating in his strength, okay? So shalom, 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 shalom. So I didn't do Shabbat last night, and that's okay because I was driving, but hopefully I'll be able to catch the replay. Okay, I'm back. So no, it's tonight. It's tonight. Tonight's Friday. Okay, y'all. So I gotta be off of here. Today is Friday. I'm thinking it's Saturday. Today's Friday. So I have Shabbat tonight. So I'll be with y'all. And then when I get off here, I gotta go do that. So anyway, didn't understand why, but over the last couple of days, I had an experience. I told y'all I was blessed to have help in driving back. I still did most of the driving because I do a lot of driving, so I'm very familiar with it. But the Lord actually used someone who is a good friend of mine to show me things that I'm getting ready to be battling with. These are demons. These are energies. These are people. This is how you're going to be breaking yokes off of people in your family. Many of you, the Lord is going to be helping you to break soul ties off of people. You truly are going to be helping to deliver people. And so over the past couple of days, y'all, like it kind of started in San Diego because one thing for certain, two things for sure. Drop this in the chat message. We're not who we used to be. Okay. We're not who we used to be. And so some of you, come on, God, some of you may have gone through a time where you didn't value yourself. You accepted less than what you deserve. You let people play in your face. You let people treat you any type of way, but you're stronger now. When the Lord, come on, God, when the Lord sends you through a season of isolation and he strengthens you and you know who you are and you walking heavy in the spirit and you in the word and God, the same things that used to affect you do not have the same effect anymore. But some of you, come on, Lord, I gotta chill, come on, God. Some of you, there's going to be a recognition that you're no longer who you used to be. And this is going to come in the form of you're going to have to face something that once maybe you ran from it, maybe you were afraid, but now I got Jesus. Drop it in the chat. Now I got Jesus. Yes, you're stronger than you used to be. And so this kind of has transpired, like I said, over the last week where I saw something, like something kind of started happening, but I was hip. I started paying attention and I was like, this is interesting. But immediately I recognized it and I said, oh, so we finna play. We finna play around in the spirit. Cool. So I started noticing how this it was trying to play in my face, right? Trying to make me feel unworthy, trying to make me feel like I'm not who I am. What? Like I'm not me. What? I'm me. And I said, and it caught me off guard at first because I was like, wait a minute, hold on. It was like this narcissistic kind of controlling, manipulative kind of energy. And back in the gap, back in the gap, it used to be able to play around with me, play around in my face and manipulate me and, put me in my feelings. Oh, you ignoring me. So that's what it used said person to ignore me, but it didn't get the response that it was looking for. So then it tried something else. And then that didn't work because I was like, oh, I see you. Drop it in the chat. I see you. So I was like, yeah, I ain't really on that. You can't make me jealous of somebody that I don't want. Like it was like a series of things, y'all, where when I tell you that you have been delivered from something, it's like you can, once the Lord has delivered you from something, it's not going to affect you the same way. So I recognized it, right? I hope this is making sense. So just over the course of several days, I just started noticing old behaviors, old things that used to trigger me. And it was like things trying to come up in wounds. And, this energy was trying to remind me of who I used to be, was trying to play on my self-esteem and my self-worth and trying to just make me feel like I deserved things that the things that happened to me in the past. And this could be like an old relationship or old friends, you know what I'm saying? That I don't care what we went through. You ain't gonna, for what we went through then, I'm past that. So I started paying attention, y'all. And I was like, okay, something is happening, but I didn't have all the understanding. So fast forward, I'm driving, right? And said person is with me in the car. But it was like there were times, y'all, when I could tell that I was no longer dealing with the same person. Does this make sense for somebody? I was no longer dealing with my friend. I was dealing with something else. Come on, God. I was dealing with something else, y'all. And I started to pick up on it because of the conversation, the way that we normally would talk. It wasn't that. It was like a shift. And I don't know when exactly I just really realized what it was. I was at the beach the other day in San Diego, and I think that's when it hit me that I was like, I'm not dealing with, I was like, this is something else. I was like, I'm not dealing with my friend. I'm dealing with something else. Because I had this moment where I just was like, I'm the prize. Drop it in the chat. I'm the prize. You're not gonna make me think that you are, I'm the prize. What? Because I know who I am. I know my worth. I know my value. So what you're not going to do is try to make me feel like I'm any less valuable than who I am, what I am, because I know who I am and whose I am. So I had that moment where I just like shook back and I was like, wait a minute, I'm the prize. So why are you trying to make me feel like you're, and this is how I knew, y'all, that it was weird because I was like, no, something ain't right. So I'm like, okay. So I just moved on past it. So normally what I would have done is like complete detachment, but I'm not in a space where I can completely detach from this energy, which let me know that I was going to have to face this. You understand? So I said, okay, hey Sandy, hey honey bunny. So now I know it's like, because I ain't got no choice, I have to go through it. Drop it in the chat. I'm gonna go through it. So now we're driving and I'm just having the like the first time I recognized it, y'all, this energy was, man, I hope this is tracking. This energy was trying to keep me confused, y'all. I'm driving, but it was just like this, like it was trying to force me to its will. Mm. It was trying to force me to its will to think about, man, and I'm telling y'all this so you can recognize this. It was trying to force me to think these thoughts and to be on something that I just was not on. So what did I do? I turned on my music and I started praising and worshiping. I started listening to, like, I'm like Christ, like boom, boom, boom. So I start praising and worshiping. So sad thing goes away because it's like, okay, that it was almost like that was round one, if you will. That was round one. Okay, cool. So then it was like, okay, we're out of that. Well, all of a sudden it went back to ignoring, like it was trying to make me feel like I was unimportant. It was ignoring me. It was like trying to make me jealous, like just all these things. It was trying to control me, y'all. And so I was like, and so then the Lord starts talking to me on the road. I just started noticing different things, like get numbers popping up. The Lord got my attention. So once I realized, I was like, okay, wait, the Lord is talking to me. He was like, fight. Come on, fight. And so I was like, okay, I'm tracking. So I know my mom and them, everybody, my spirit and them, my team around me. So I was like, y'all, what's up? Now, mind you, at this time, said person is asleep because I'm driving. So we're driving, if you ever, if you never had to drive across Texas, Texas, like it takes a whole day to drive across Texas end to end. And so I'm driving. And so the Lord starts telling me, he was like, I'm making you ready, fight. Cool. So now wake up, everything's good, go see my daughter. This is yesterday. And so then driving again. And it was like I finally read it because it was like round two. So now here comes the same like bombardment of this confusion. And, because at this point, I've pulled my energy back. Do you understand? It's like, I don't even know how to explain this to y'all, but it was like I'm still in the space with said person, but I pulled my energy away from it. Now, if you were on the message I did the other day, the card came out. I was in the car. The card came out that talked about deceit, envy, And there was another, it was a card that was talking about, it was like strategy. And there was one that was talking about clearing and protecting your energy, which is something the Lord had already told me. For many of you, and we said this on the message the other day, for many of you, it's recognizing there's some of you that there has been someone, some entity attached to somebody you love, but it's like you were like a battery for them. I think that y'all called it a charger the other day. Like you are a charger. They feed off of your light. They feed off of your light. It's almost like, I know this may sound crazy, but it's like your light is feeding them and they get addicted to it. It's almost like a recreational, if you will. They get addicted to your energy, to your light. It's like they just want more and more and more and more. So they attach themselves to you because you're feeding them with, come on, because you're feeding them with your light. But what the Lord is doing is he's teaching you how to cut this off. You understand? And I hope that you understand this. He's teaching you why it's so important for you to pray, to worship, to praise, to, read your Bible, to all of these things, because this is how you're going to break these things off. And so there's some of you, there's something that has been feeding off of your energy. But what the Lord is going to show you how to do is to break that off so they no longer are able. And for some of you, how you're going to recognize this is because you're going to feel depleted. You're going to feel like your energy is just like, man, I just don't even have it to do. And it's like, that's how you're going to know, like, this ain't me, man. Like, this is not how I feel. Angelica says, you don't sound crazy, you make complete sense. I'm learning how to call my energy back, period. I'm learning how to call my energy back. So I'm like, so now I'm aware, like, now I'm hip, now I know something's happening. This is a true story.com. Said person doesn't even know this. Now, he don't really watch my lives. Sometimes he pops on, but this is someone that I'm just friends with, y'all. So it's nothing like that, but I have like years worth of history with this person. So last night I'm driving, and this was the second time that this is, like I said, this was round two. Now they're starving, Kelly. Now they're starving. Y'all, I'm driving. This thing starts having a conversation with me through the music. Now, trapped out tarot, y'all know I be trapped out, right? But this is so deep. This is on so many levels. Y'all know I be trapped out tarot, okay? Like, I turn my trap music on. Sometimes I feel that in my spirituals, and yeah, yeah, right? So, but I started noticing the songs that this energy was playing. And it was songs that were trying to basically low rate me, diminish me, because it's mad now, because it's starving, because I have cut off access to my energy, and we right next to each other. But whereas before I didn't recognize that you were feeding off of me, now I'm like, oh, you thought you was just finna get an unlimited supply, baby? Let me block you. Blocked, drop it in the chat. Access denied. So now it's mad. So it starts communicating with me through the music, and the music it was playing was just talking about. And this is also how I knew. There's a song by Carrie Hilson called Energy. I'm having nightmares from sleeping with the enemy. How do we reverse the chemistry? This love is taking all of my energy. For real. So now it's big mad. So now that you can't feed off of me anymore, you start sending these songs subliminally. And I was like, now mind y'all, I'm driving and I'm having a full conversation with this thing, right? But I'm talking just like this. I'm not pointing this way. I'm talking just like this in a normal voice, but the music is up. So you can't really hear me unless you're hearing me in the spirit. Does this make sense? So me and this thing start having a whole conversation. And so all of a sudden, I just felt this rush of, like, I kind of did that. Y'all, I got my oil. I put some oil on. I driving. I crossed my steering wheel. I said, since you want to go here, ole do it. And so we start conversing. I was like, oh, so you thought I was weak? I was like, no, maybe the person that you're dealing with is weak in the spirit, but I'm not weak. Maybe before, like I start going in, y'all. I start going in. And the more I kept telling him or telling this thing, like, you ain't got no power here. Like, who you think? You better bow down to Jesus. I was like, y'all, I'm going in. I was like, and so I let him keep playing the music. He stayed trying to send this negativity. This, I'm gonna say it because it wasn't him, kept on trying to send this negativity. I was like, baby, you better bow down in the face of my Lord. I was like, who you think you playing with over here? I'm on the light side of the street, baby. You ain't got nothing over here and you can't control nothing. I was like, and all of a sudden, y'all, I said this, no. And I said that no with power and authority that I knew it didn't even come from me. And all of a sudden, y'all, the whole atmosphere in the car changed. Now it was like, it almost became venomous, y'all. That's the word. Thank y'all. It almost became venomous. It almost like, because in that moment, I recognized that it was trying to force me to keep thinking these thoughts. And I was just like, no. And y'all, it was in that moment I heard, you're free. I heard, you're free message. I heard, you're free. And I said, and y'all, immediately, I could feel, I got a chill. I could feel it in my body. I was just like, I'm free. I was like, my God, I was like, I'm free. Now I'm driving, y'all. And so at that moment, come on, God, at that moment, oh, look, I got to chill. At that moment, I changed the radio. I put my song on. I said, no, you going to walk in the presence of God today. You going to bask in the glory of my Lord and Savior today. I started playing church music. I'm in there, we bopping. You know, I be on Christian rap. I'm like, yeah, we in this thing like this. And y'all, this thing got so mad. It kept on trying to like just say little things, message. It kept, I was like, baby, he ain't got no power here. Who you think you dealing with? I said, this ain't gonna go how you thought it was gonna go. I'm a little stronger now. See, the last time I faced you and said other person, I ran because I was scared. And I said, I ain't scared no more. I got backup. Drop it in the chat. I got backup. I was like, I'm not scared of you. I was scared of you the first time with the dude that I was in the physically abusive relationship with. I was scared then, so I ran. But it ran and saved my life. I said, I met you again. I met you again. And I was scared then, so I ran. I said, ain't no running this time, baby. Come on, you better say it, covered in the blood of Jesus. I said, I bet y'all won't run now. I said, I bet y'all won't run now. Y'all, it was in that moment. And it just right now, as I was sitting here on the bed, I was talking to my baby, and I understood what had happened. Y'all, I broke a soul tie. God broke a soul tie off of me. So what he did was he allowed me to, because I didn't understand why the Lord orchestrated all of this to happen, y'all. Because to me, I'm like, Daddy, this don't make sense. Why would you allow me to do this? But he did it because he had to train me, because I know, come on, God, where he's sending me on the next leg of my assignment, I'm going to I'm going to be coming up against some gangster, y'all, some things that they think they strong in the, maybe in the weak people, but when you over here a true and anointed vessel, I don't call myself that lightly, y'all. I'm walking with Jesus for real. So he made me understand that he's sending me into a place in a space where I need to recognize these demons and take control of them and stomp on their heads. And y'all, in that moment, I recognized that something that had been it was like, and he verified it through a message that I saw just today. There was a yoke. She said a yoke, but the way the Lord told it to me, there was a soul tie that literally snapped. It snapped, y'all. And that's when I became free from whatever this was, this unhealthy, and this is going back generations. Some of you will understand this and some of you won't. This is going back generations, y'all. This is someone who I've dealt with in multiple lifetimes. But this particular time, it was like there was still an attachment there. But the Lord made me understand last night that in this battle, that I broke myself free because I'm now walking with the Lord in this season. Now, said person, he's either going to choose to come to the light or he's not. And I told him last night, I said, you either going, well, he didn't, I wasn't talking to him. I was like, you're either going to get it this lifetime, because you could tell, come on, God, there were like moments when he was peeking through. There was moments when it was like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like imagine two different personalities and one's trying to be in control, but the other knows that it's something else. It's like having an other. Now, mind you, said person knows that he has an other that he has dealt with because he and I have talked about it for years. So he knows that it's almost like not I wouldn't call myself a demon, but it's like the difference between Toya and Touche. I'm not the who Toya was a completely different person. Touche is on a whole nother elevated level. And so for this said person, it's like his darkness is trying to rule him, but he's aware of it. So you could tell that there were moments of lucidity where he would break through, but then but the fact that he's not really on his walk with the Lord, he's very much aware. Yes, you have to choose, right? And so he is at a point where he's either going to choose the light or the dark. But I can only lead somebody to the light. I can't make you step into it. Come into the light, Carol Ann. We can only lead somebody to the light, but we can't make people bask in it. We can't make them walk in it. You have to choose the blessing or the curse, the light or the dark. So with that being said, I recognized it for what it was. The Lord just sat here right now and confirmational for me that many of us, what we're doing, it's these fragments, that it's these things that have been holding us. You ever felt like there was something and you don't even know what it is, but it's like something that was trying to keep tying you to your past. Y'all, this thing was trying to tempt me with stuff that I'm delivered from. Like, you think the Lord giving me a whole new second chance and I'm finna mess up my second chance? Do you not see the abundance flowing into my life? Do you really think that you're gonna be able to influence me or coerce me back into something that the Lord has delivered me from? Tried it real good. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't know part of that. The way the Lord blessed me, not only did I go on a trip, my wait a minute, I'm blessing other people. So you think you finna? No, no. So for many of you, the Lord is breaking these things off of you that have been holding you to your life. It was the test. You better say it, y'all. It was the test, y'all. And I said this to this thing last night. Y'all, this was the test of tests. Why? Because this is someone that I know I have spent generations with, lifetimes with. I know it because our lives are, I know it. And so, y'all, I said it last night because I heard the Lord say, you passed. And I was like, I say, Daddy, this one was hard. I was like, Daddy, this one was hard, Daddy. I said, this in the full moon, mind you, sorry. Not only was it the full moon yesterday, the Lord, when I say the cleansing is real, the cleansing is real. Okay, my ladies, I'm talking about synced up. Do you understand what I mean? When I say synced up? So all of that to say, y'all, yesterday, this whole week has been a transformative releasing, and the Lord letting me know that He is thus preparing us for our next assignment. I'm sharing this with y'all, but I want you, yes, synced up for real, to understand and I that when you say you're gonna work for God, please believe that He's going to equip you for where you're going. Okay. Yes, retrograde pre-shadow, y'all. My birthday is we gonna be in retrograde for my birthday. So all that being said, we gonna see how that go. So when does retrograde start, y'all? I know we're gonna be in retrograde for my birthday, but I have it on my phone. It's in my calendar somewhere. But all of this to say, y'all, I just had to come on here and share this with y'all. Now, mind you, what I also realize is that this, whatever happened, it broke something off of him as well, but he's going to have to choose. He's in his own battle. Let me just say this. He's in his own battle. And again, y'all, this is someone I have like deep history with. Like, this ain't no play. This is like someone who has been my best friend for probably over 10 years. But it's like this is him. And it's like, for some of you, the reason the Lord is sharing this is because, again, you cannot force someone, family, friends, lovers, whoever, you cannot force somebody to walk in the light. You have to lead them to it, and then they choose the path that they take. But it was also, I don't know if what he felt, because I hadn't really talked to him about it, but because I hadn't told him any of this. I literally just had to come on here and share this with y'all. Um, this is going to be a pivotal test for many of you. The Lord will send you into temptation to see what you're going to do. And what I want you to know is that you're going to pass. You're going to overcome this. You're not going to be tempted by the same things. We truly are new creatures, y'all. We truly are new and improved, elevated versions of ourselves. And so many of you, if this hadn't happened for you already, the Lord is getting ready to send you into a test. Yes, demon slayer. Like, y'all, I had to share it with somebody. I had no intentions of going live today, y'all. None. I really said that I was going to sleep all day, but I woke up and I had some business I had to handle and get done. And I prayed that and I knew I needed to do that. But then all of a sudden, it was like when I woke up, God started talking to me, and I was like, I had to come and share this with y'all. So, for me, yes, yeah, I know I've been changed, right? I know I've been changed. And so I had to come share that with y'all. I had to tell somebody, because I know I'm not going through these things by myself. Those of if you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and hearts to receive and understand the word of God, like, y'all, the Lord prepared me for this. He prepared me for it through Matthew 17, which is, I hadn't done Bible study, y'all, true story, because I've been on the road driving. So I hadn't done Bible study since when I was on the plane, y'all. And let me tell y'all how I was literally at like a point where, y'all, I hadn't slept. True story. I flew out on Tuesday morning, right? But I didn't sleep Tuesday. I mean, I didn't sleep Monday night. So I really hadn't slept since Sunday. So get up Monday. I'm up all day Monday. I've slept for about 2 hours before I had to get up to get ready to get on the plane Tuesday. Then get there Tuesday. I'm ripping and running with my daughter. I only slept about 2 more hours. So I literally have only had like 4 hours, besides the few hours that I slept today. I literally only had about 4 hours of sleep in about 4 days, y'all. And I recognized that even in that, what the Lord did was He had me at a place of, I don't want to say like depleted, but I was able to fight and resist when my body, like physically, was not able to, like, I was almost on autopilot. Like, and I don't even know if I can make this make sense. I fasted, yes. I fasted for 2 days, but my body was like, but physically, my body had not rested. Does this make sense? My body was at a state of just, it's almost like message. It's almost like I was just operating. I was going through the motions, and I'm driving and I'm doing all these things, but yeah, a spiritual fast. Now, mind y'all, for if you knew the spirit, you welcome. We are so happy and so grateful that you are here. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. So if this is what a spiritual fast was, I receive it. I ain't never did it before, but y'all, I literally was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. And so, yesterday as I'm driving, I was tired. I was just like, I start praying, and I'm Lord, refresh me, renew me. I got to get where I'm going. Side note, y'all, tell you what else happened. Coming through Louisiana early this morning, y'all, get pulled over by the police. I don't know why. I ended up, if you're driving on the interstate, they have the little things that if you pull over to the side, it like vibrates to make you, especially like, if you're sleeping, but I wasn't. I don't know what I was doing. I think I keep hearing that I was trying to plug my phone charger up. But anyway, long story short, get pulled over by the police in Louisiana. Y'all, truestory.com. Registration ain't up. Insurance ain't up. None of this. You understand? The man, he gets my license. The officer, thank you, Mr. Officer. I don't even remember your name, but thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, mind you, this is not the first time that I'd had something going with the police. Last time was intentional. You know, they pulled me up. They gave me a ticket in LA. Oh, he gives me a license. He's like, where are you coming from? California? He was like, where are you going? Mobile. So he's asking questions and I'm answering. He was just like, well, what's going on? I was like, well, the Lord sent me, da 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 da. And I was telling him about the Lord. And he was like, well, what you do? I was like, I'm in ministry full time. He was like, oh, okay. Long story short, y'all. This man go get the paperwork out of the glove box, put it back. He comes back and he was like, just go get everything taken care of. Yes, sir. He gives me my license back. He's like, be safe. Have a good night. You too. Thank you. I say, what, Lord? Daddy, you say covered in the blood method. Cannot make this up, y'all. Cannot make it up. I said, this man just let me go. Just let me go. He didn't give me no ticket, no warning. He just said, be careful. Go get everything taken care of that you need to do. I say, thank you, Lord, and went on about my business. True story. True story, y'all. Sure did. Last night, early this morning. So, listen now, travels. So, I hope my prayer, yes, touch not my anointed, right? Touch not my anointed. Y'all, I wasn't even scared. I just was like, oh, okay. Y'all, this has been the most eye-opening. And then this was crazy. So this happens, and I get back on the road and I start back. So this energy's laughing, right? And so I kind of joked about it. I was like, child, I was like, look, ain't nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we good, we covered over here. And all of a sudden, y'all, a car passes by me with the number 913 on it. Those of you, some of you will know this. In the preparation for the promise deck, the number 913 is on one of my cards. And the number 913 has this, it I always in that deck, it equates in just in that deck, it equates to the devil card for me in that deck, y'all. And so I kid you not, no sooner than that happened, a car passes by and 913 was on the license plate. I said, and the very next sign that we ended up getting to, because I think at this time I'm still on the 10, but at this, because we were literally getting ready, were we getting ready to get on the 12? I think so. Getting ready to get on the 12. Y'all, the very next sign that we passed by, it was like ambassador and then rain. Y'all, I said, and is whole ambassador for Christ up here. Y'all, it was like, and all of a sudden I was like, wow. So that's when the Lord really started just explaining. He was just like, um, look, that's your birthday. So happy birthday, Team Virgo, Team Virgo. So at that point, shut the front door. We will talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, so tracking. So no, I received it though. So anyway, y'all tripped me out, right? Tripped me out. I know y'all can't, but see, I get number for you. I have another number for you. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I have another number for you. And I kept on seeing that number, so I'm not surprised now about that number because I have another that correlates with that. But anyway, story for another day. But anyway, so y'all, it was just like so crazy. So there was the ambassador sign, and then the next sign after that was, it said it was like church something, church point, church something. I don't know. But I was just like, okay, I'm tracking. I was like, I'm tracking y'all. So it was a lot that happened in this moment, y'all. It was a lot that happened literally from the time that just the whole trip. The whole trip was very transformative, y'all. The whole trip I felt like was really a spiritual awakening. The Lord strengthened me so much in that moment to just make me understand what I had been dealing with, the things that had been going on. And at first I thought I was crazy, message, right? At first I thought I was crazy. At first I thought, you know what I'm saying, that I was like, and I'm talking to my mom and them, right? I was like, now mind y'all, let me tell you how else the Lord protected me in this moment. So I'm cleaning out my car, getting ready to, and I'm in San Diego at this point. I'm cleaning the car out, and I found this bracelet. And my daughter gave me this bracelet. I don't even know how long ago. Whether you believe in crystals or not, whatever, everything that the Lord makes is good. And so I ended up putting this on, and I just heard my mama say, "Don't take it off." And so I was like, okay, I don't think nothing about it. And so even last night, my mama said, we gave you all the protection. They never left because my pawpaw kept coming in. It's like I kid y'all not, y'all. At one point I was sitting and I looked in the mirror and I could see somebody sitting on the back seat. It was just like, y'all, it was so much stuff that was happening. Right. Texas full of loops, and that's why you had to go there to get the full delivery. It is. I'm from Texas, y'all. I was born in Texas. And so I had to go, and y'all know I ended up spending a lot of time in Texas as well, thinking that that was going to be where my deliverance part was going to come from. But that wasn't, it was like I had to complete something there as well. But anyway, y'all, it was a lot that happened in that moment. It was a lot that happened. It was just, y'all, it was a lot. But I'm so grateful for it because I realized that it strengthened me. It strengthened me a lot, y'all. It strengthened me a lot. It strengthened me to with understanding. And I'm still new to so much of the things that happen. But man, I had to share that with y'all. So I hope that this helps somebody, y'all. I just be telling y'all stuff because who else I'm gonna tell, right? Who else I'm gonna tell? But y'all, yeah, y'all have showed out. I ain't lying. My mama, she was just like, you all right, you all right. She's like, you just, you training. So I'm grateful for that. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot, but it was a great experience. And it definitely, yes, definitely some generational curses and hexes and things that were broken for me in this time. So I'm grateful for that. A lot, y'all, a lot happened within this time. So, Lord, I hope this helps somebody. I just had to come share that with y'all because when the Lord made me aware of what, you know what I'm saying, of what was happening and just kind of how He had me in this position of just training and recognizing and being aware and ready for what's coming next. And I don't even know everything that's coming next, right? But I know what I know. And that's one of the things I told the Lord. And I hope that that resonates for you. You may not know everything, but the Lord is going to teach you what you need to know. And He's going to allow you to go through your training so that you're ready to receive the next thing. Okay. So you're ready for it, so that you're prepared. He's never going to send us into something that He's not going to prepare us for. Many of you have an assignment, a mantle on your life that, and I talked about this the other day, where you really are going to be impacting people and helping people and, breaking generational curses and these hexes and vexes and all of this kind of stuff. But I also know that it takes for us to realize that we're stronger now. The addictions and the things, the toxicity, those karmic patterns and loops and all that those unhealthy attachments, we're no longer walking in that energy. And so, look, it is not, none of it, none of this, y'all. This is why you have to be sure of your calling and your assignment, because the thing about it is, this is not easy. It is not easy to because you have to be strengthened. Because I know for a fact that had I gone through this at a different time, if I wasn't so invested in my walk with Christ, if I wasn't so invested in, doing and being a vessel for the Lord, y'all, I wouldn't have been able to handle this part of the assignment. I would have fallen back into temptation. I would have, fallen back into the things that I know that God has delivered me from. And so all I could do with this. I was in here praise dancing earlier because I was just like, wow, Lord, I was so excited. Because I was just like, man, Lord, thank you for strengthening me, because I know I didn't do it on my own. I know I did it because God, because of His grace. And it's crazy because y'all, I can even remember passing by, it was like a sign in Louisiana, and it literally said grace. And I was like, and I see something like, thank you, Lord, for your grace and your covering, thank you, Lord. So y'all, it was like, anytime I felt something was just weird, I just was praying. I'm like, Lord, you so good. And like, y'all, it was crazy. It was just such a crazy experience. It was such a crazy experience. But one thing the Lord did, He continued to let me know. He's like, I ain't went nowhere. I just need you to know. And it's almost like, mom and them standing there like, let me see if we got to step in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all have to handle me though. But y'all did. Y'all showed up. Y'all showed up plenty of times. Like my pawpaw, who's really my protector, y'all. His name is Paul, but he's like my protector. So when he starts showing up, I'm like, wait a minute, let me see what's happening. My grandmama kept showing up, and I said this because it was funny. It happened the other day on the live. It's like for some of you, come on, God, there are certain times when your spirit nims, your spirit team are going to show up and let somebody know. I don't know who need this message. It's like letting somebody know that you ain't by yourself. You really got help. This happened the other day in the live. There was someone came on the live playing, and all this kind of stuff. And I see more than I say. And so I was just like, oh, okay, I recognized it, but it's almost like your spirit team gonna show up and be like, don't come in here playing. Hey, Jared, don't come in here playing because we're not on that today, right? And so it was like at that moment, my grandma showed up, where she shows up through the number 225. And so she showed up, and it's just like different things. Y'all pay attention to how your angels will communicate with you, because they're going to let your people in, the people who coming up against you, your enemies, right? They're going to let them know, like, that she's not by herself. He's not by herself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you have experienced that, or there are just certain things, and you have to make your own connection with your own spirit team the way that you're going to communicate with them. Certain things make me know who's around, and I know what role they play when they show up, and just in different ways. Like, everybody has different things. My mama come in, she a gator. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna be like, wait a minute, because she gonna, yeah, girl, because you be cussing. You be cussing, and you be trying to cuss folks out. That's why grandmama had to come through. No, because you be trying to cuss folks out. Just like, this is gonna sound crazy to some people, but I'm gonna tell you a truth. This is also, let me say this. Oh gosh, who is this for? Some of y'all got some people in your family that walked on the dark side of the street, even now, right? The other day, there's a grandmother that I have in the spirituals. I don't fool with her on no level. Okay. I never have. Um, I saw her name. How do I explain this, Lord? They're gonna be might be a little hard for somebody to swallow. But it's just like understanding that you have family members right now that ain't necessarily happy about your success, your journey, your favor. Because again, this is about things that will attach to them, operate unclean spirits that are operating through them. So you also have opposite. It's like some of you, man, some of you are going to recognize who your ops are in the spirituals, and these could be family members as well. Me, and I can say this with all certainty, I have a grandmother, great grandma, and when she was on earth, y'all, she's evil. Ooh, she was evil when she was on earth. To me, my sister, my mama, her children, her husband, she was evil. And so I don't fool with her. And so some of you, come on, God, some of you, the Lord is going to be showing you the principalities and powers that you're facing, even in like the dark people in your family. I didn't understand why I saw this woman's name. I saw her full name on YouTube, and I was like, I don't fool with her. On no level, I don't fool with her. And so it tripped me out, because I was just like, what was that about? So whether you understand this or not, this ain't for everybody, but some of you will understand that you have people in the spirituals working against you that are also family members as well, because they were trying to pass down or keep this negative. They were being used by the enemy, so they did, right? And y'all know over here, I don't deal or talk to anyone in the spirituals that's dead, right? Uh-oh, wait a minute. So when I saw that, I saw her name, the Lord gave me the revelation and the understanding of the people, yes, rebuke them, because that's what I did. That I didn't even think about it, that I was dealing with this lady in the spirit. And so anyway, I hope this makes sense for somebody. You have people on in your family, whether on earth or in or wherever they are, whether on the dark, or I'll say the dark side of the street, that don't want you to succeed. I hope that makes sense. So the Lord is going to be preparing you for that as well. Just remember, y'all, like this really is a battle. There are things that you're breaking off, like generational curses for real that you're breaking off. Um, so there, yeah, that's the best way I can say it. It's the ops, okay, the ops, and it's family members as well, right? So anyway, Lord, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. This is why the Lord is strengthening us, y'all, for this assignment and for the things that He's requiring us to do. Yeah, I'm tracking the things that like the training that you have to go through. It's important what the Lord is sending you to do, what He's requiring of you, y'all. It's important. That you go through these processes. You go, yes, the battle is not mine, it's the Lord. It's the Lord, says Pam. So I think that's it. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Side note, can I show y'all something? Look what I came home to, y'all. Look what I came home to. So this actually is I saw that it was delivered when I got here. So it's kind of big. I ordered it big because last time I ordered it too small. So faith is my superpower. So I came home and I actually have my shirt here. So I'm excited about it. I'm not gonna wear it. I'll probably wear it on Sunday. But message. So this is the faith is my superpower shirt. And I actually just found out yesterday that I might have a printer. I might have somebody that can actually print these for me locally. So we'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see what happens because I actually just got that resource yesterday. So faith is my superpower. So I said, let me show that to y'all. Because I came home to that special delivery. So anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. That's all I got. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. Um, where are we at? I don't know what I couldn't hold this. I wanted to save it, but I couldn't hold it till Sunday. So I had to come and talk about it because y'all, I was so floored and just amazed at what the Lord showed me in that moment. Um, and I don't know what we're going to be talking about Sunday. We'll see. The Lord will let me know. Yes, He is amazing. He is amazing. And so I'm grateful for that. Man, y'all, so much is, and I don't know, some is happening. Some shaking, and I receive it, y'all. I receive it. Um, it's crazy. I will continue to develop that. I'll keep it, but I'm grateful, and I'm so grateful for every person that the Lord places in my life and allows me to experience. And I'm so grateful for the help, the unknown benefactors that the Lord continues to bring into my life. And so I'm excited to see what's happening next, y'all. I'm excited to see what the Lord is getting ready to do in all of our lives with whatever your next leg of the journey is. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's coming, y'all. I have no idea. You may think it's one thing, but you never know. It's probably going to be something else. It's probably not going to be what you think it's going to be. Let me just say that because I feel like that's kind of what's happening. What you thought was going to do, what you thought it was going to be, is actually going to be something else. So just get ready. Some of you are getting ready to move as well. And the Lord has told you, He's been preparing you for this move for a while, but just know you're going to make the move for real. Because it's time now. It's almost like I'm hearing you're ready, right? I'm hearing you're ready. I'm thankful for the Lord's dedication to all of us. Indeed and amen. That is a real truth, y'all. He did not give up on us. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Yeah, y'all said that last night, y'all. It was random. Let me just tell y'all, if you do not know Psalm 91, I'm going to say it again. Take the time and invest in learning that psalm for yourself. Last night, I've been getting the number 911, and whenever I get 911, it always makes me jump to pray Psalm 91. And so it's one of the two that I have. Just know them, right? That in Psalm 23. And so last night I started seeing, 911, and immediately I heard pray. So I prayed Psalm 91 in that moment. But what it did was it actually prepared me for the exchange that I was getting ready to have with said energy that I was dealing with yesterday. Um, Resist the devil and he will flee from you, y'all. Resist the devil and he will flee. And so I just want to tell some of you that you're so much stronger than what you think you are. And the Lord's going to give you an opportunity to prove that, to not to him because he knows, but more so to yourself. And it's happening. It's coming. It's coming. You're going to have to put boundaries up with people. You're going to have to tell people no. People are not used to or accustomed to you standing up for yourself. For some of you, this is why this, like some energies that may be around you, they're used to you acquiescing. Not y'all fancy, huh? They're used to you giving them what they want. And now they're getting ready to see that you're not on that type of time anymore. And so some of you, my God, I have to say it for whoever this is for. For some of you, this can even come in the form come in the form of relationships, right? So I can say this because it's my story, it's my truth, and I don't have to sugarcoat anything. It's also a part of your healing journey to where you're going to recognize that old relationships no longer have any power over you. And this is like breaking things off that you, because you healed from it. So for some of you, you're going to break, come on, God, you're going to break a yoke. You're going to break a soul tie because you have to break it in order to receive, let's just say your kingdom spouse. In order for you to receive the person that God truly has for you, you're going to have to break a soul tie for someone who is, maybe you weren't even aware. And this is the importance of, we call it cord cutting. This is the importance of understanding that it's almost like, I don't know, it's like you're showing me in the spirit like a rope being like around you, right? um and you're fighting, you're pulling against it, but it's like this cord that keeps pulling you back. So for some of you, this is why the Lord is even instructing, like, you have to learn how to break these things off, to cut these energetic cords, because this past doesn't want to let you go, whatever that is in your life. For some of you, it's relationships that you haven't healed from. Yes, break every chain, right? And Pam said, I think or Kelly said, I read Psalms 27 and Psalms 91 every morning. I have 91 memorized, and so I'm able to just recite that whenever I need it. And if you have your favorite Psalms, whatever gets you through, take the time to memorize it, y'all. Take the time to commit it to memory, especially Psalm 91, because we know it's one of the most powerful prayers of protection. But for whoever receives this, like some of you, there is some healing that has to happen, even if it's with an ex. Sometimes you have an opportunity to heal that physically with someone, sometimes you don't, but it's almost going to be a catalyst for receiving what you're praying for. Anyway, I hope that makes sense to somebody, but you have to break it first. Like that old has to be broken off in order to make room for the new thing that the Lord, the new person, because many of you, this is dealing with relationships, and you may not even be praying for your person, but know that God has somebody for you, if that makes sense. And so because he has somebody for you, you have to break all old attachments to what no longer serves you. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Because you're definitely ready to receive, but it's just the Lord. And for me, this is significant because my birthday is this month, y'all. My birthday is in a couple weeks. And so I know that anytime we're coming up on a new year, the Lord will start cleaning up loose ends. He wants to make sure that everything that's needed, that needs to be cleaned up, severed, cut, whatever, like tying up all these loose ends, that all of these things are done so that you can receive what it is that he wants to now bring into your life. So get ready. Okay. Even if it's listen, let me just say this, even if it's your children, and it's hard, y'all, man, this is a hard conversation. Even if it's your children, y'all, sometimes it's your children and it hurts, right? But understand, y'all, the way that the enemy works is, and this is why come on, God, this is why the Lord will separate you a lot of time from the people, places, and things that you love, because the enemy will use whoever he needs to use. And the Lord showed me this last night in this exchange that I had. He will use whoever he needs to use in order to get to you. When it's just me by myself, the enemy can't, I've been in isolation for 5 years, y'all. I've been single for 5 years, like all of these things. So I don't have nobody around me. So you can't just use people per se. So, but what he would do, what the enemy would do is he will operate through your family, your children. And even when sometimes it hurts, right? Look, my nose just started itching. It hurts, but it can be he will use your spouse, your children, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, everybody. Amen. He will. The enemy don't care who he uses. And so it wasn't until I saw the enemy using like my children, because primarily for me, that's who it was. But you cover, this is why you cover your children. And I want to say it was in, I don't know if it was in Matthew 17, but in one of my Bible studies, like the Lord was showing me this, the importance of keeping it was because it was talking about, this is the second time that there was an experience where a child, the Lord had to save a child. And this time it was a son. The first time, I want to say in Matthew, it was a daughter. And so this is the second time where the Lord, a lot of times he repeats things precept by precept, line by line, precept by precept, because you'll experience this again. But when you, come on God, when you experiencing that the next time, like the first time message, the first time wasn't, maybe you weren't quite prepared, but because this time it's like the enemy was a bigger enemy. It was, am I saying that right? Like, I was explaining to y'all that one time I broke something off of someone with prayer and fasting, and this was someone that was at a distance from me, right? I was in California and they were here in Alabama. So it was at a distance. This time, this is something that was literally right here where I'm at, but this was a stronger adversary. So as you level up, and we've been talking about this, as you level up in the spirit, the enemies that you face level up as well. So this is why the Lord will come back and say, okay, now this is something stronger. This is the importance of being in your word, y'all, because it will show you and prepare you for what's coming. I didn't understand why the Lord had me spending so much time in Matthew 17, and I study it until he tells me to stop. So now I have to pick back up at Matthew 17. And so he'll explain, like, this is why this happened. This is why, because if you start following the Lord's leading and guiding on, where do I read to, where do I stop? Because he'll stop you. He'll stop you because you're going to have to go through an experience, and then you go through that, and then he's going to be like, this is why you had to go through it, and you'll be able to recognize it and be like, oh my gosh, this is what I just did. So I hope that makes sense to somebody. If he's separating you away from people, it's not because he doesn't want you around your people, but the enemy will use the people closest to you, the people who have some emotional pull on your heart, in order to get to you. When he can't get to you, he will use those around you. For me, a lot of it had to do with my car, or the things that it's just like, man, what's going to affect you, what's going to take you out of the a godly mind space, what is going to make you kind of get in your feelings, who has power over you, who has power to influence you to change your decisions. Now, said person doesn't have any influence over me. Back in the gap, you might have been able to you might have got me, okay, but now that's something I broke off years ago. But it's a test to see, are you really ready for where the Lord is taking you next? You have to be able to be ready. He can't take you into higher places if you haven't mastered the level that you're at now. So this is knowing that there's going to be more to come. But I need you to also know that you're strong enough to battle it. You're strong enough because the Lord is going to continue to strengthen you in order to overcome it. So I hope that makes sense. What happened for Pam? What happened to Pam, y'all? Pam, I think Pam is saying she had something similar going on with a family member. It's hard, y'all. But thank you, Lord. Going back to, this is the importance of covering your children. Y'all, I even took new oil to my daughter, right? I didn't even take my oil. I left it here and I just took my roll on oil. But I took new oil to my daughter's house the other day. And this is the importance of covering your children. If you have children or people that feel like children to you, this is the importance of covering your children, because the enemy will try to use them as well. So pray for your children, okay? Pray for your children. And Pam, if this is about your son, I'm sending you so much love, light, and healing energy. You got this, dearest one. You got this, dearest one. And I know it's something you have been kind of battling with over the years, but you got it. You got it. And you never know why the Lord puts people in your life. So I pray that you continue to receive strength and battling and helping. And remember, and I think I've told you this before, you can only do what you can do, right? We're only responsible. Shout out. Let me say this as well. I don't do this often, but I'm going to do it because it was something that I needed in the moment. Shout out to Tabitha Brown. Y'all know I love Tab. And Tab spoke to me the other day, and I hadn't been seeing a whole lot because I hadn't been on a lot of social media. But shout out to Tab, because in the moment it was like it was in the process, y'all. Like I said, I was on the beach and I was starting to recognize that something had happened. or something was happening. And in that moment, the Lord said, watch this video. And Tab put a video out and she was just like, they don't like you. And she was like, they don't like you. She was like, they only like you for access or just something like that. But I heard it and I was like, but it was what the Lord had already been talking to me about in that moment. So she, again, messengers, right? So she was able to confirm for me, like in that moment, that I wasn't crazy, y'all. So pay attention to who the Lord allows you. This is why you got to pay attention to who you're watching, who you're listening to. Everybody is not going to tell you the truth. But I know when Tab is giving me a message, my grandmama used to talk to me through her a lot back in the beginning. And so, yeah, she, in that message, she let me know right then. And but it was what the Lord had been telling me, but I thought I was tripping, y'all. I was like, what? I was like, no, because every message she gives isn't from me. It's where you take what resonates in your spirituals. But the Lord had started talking to me about it throughout the day, and I was just like, man, okay, I'm tripping. But then it's like certain people I listen to, I know when it's for me. So I received it. And then that was just the next thing. I was like, okay, I'm not tripping. And then I was able to. So shout out to Tab. Y'all know I love Tab. Um, because that was just a moment where in that moment he was like, no, I know who you trust and I know who you'll listen to and who you'll receive wisdom from, and she's one of those people. And so I was like, okay, I'm tracking. And so I was just like, well, I receive it. And a lot of times it'll just keep resonate, like I'll keep hearing it, just and the Lord will use certain people to just confirmation of what you need to know, so that you know that you're not crazy, right? So I hope I hope that made sense for somebody. Pam was saying she let her son go. And yeah, oh gosh, I'm sending you. So y'all send some love, some prayers up for Pam. Pam said, Pam was saying she had to let her son go and it broke her heart. Man, I understand, right? I understand. And because that's the hardest, especially as parents, because you do everything you can, but then you get to a point where you can only do so much and you have to let them go. And it is definitely hard. I'm sending you so much love, light, and healing energy, dearest one. May the Lord continue to uplift you and keep you covered, and just keep them covered in prayer. Keep them covered in prayer. And it's going to work out exactly the way that God needs it to work out for you and your family. So sending you so much love, light, and healing energy, dearest one. Love you to the moon and back. You know that. So it is a hard thing when it's your children, y'all. It really is, when you got to let them go. Because you can only do so much, right? We love you. We love you. And we're sending you so much love, dearest one, as you're going through this difficult time with your family. Okay. That's it, y'all. I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got. Man, that's all I got. That's it, y'all. That's it. It's been such a blessing these next couple, and I'm getting ready to get into Shabbat for today. That's what the Lord, I feel called to do. So that's where the Lord has been sending me, and I receive that. I receive it. Man, I don't know. I don't even know what's coming. Can y'all, is it me? Do y'all feel like something great and amazing is getting ready to happen in your life? I hope y'all feel that. I feel it. I feel it in my life. I feel like something great and amazing is getting ready to happen in my life. And I don't even know what, but I'm excited about it. I feel like there are blessings that are coming into my life, y'all. That this is unexpected stuff. This is coming out of left field. There are things, even in this message, my God, even in this message, y'all, just randomly coming on here, that the Lord has confirmation for me. You know, sometimes you think something, but you think you crazy. We're not crazy. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to see where the Lord is taking us from here, y'all, because we're going somewhere. We're definitely going somewhere. Um, that's it. That's all I got. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Y'all, hydrate your soul and things. Drink your water. Say your gratitude. Have a fantastic and an amazing Saturday in Purpose on Purpose. The rest of today, I will see y'all on Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Monday, y'all, we are starting Genesis 13. We are starting Genesis 13. So we'll be prepared for that. Of course, I'm going to have to go. Y'all, guess what? I can go outside, y'all. I got to go to the water world. I got to go get journals. Oh, y'all, I got a vehicle. My God. Y'all, I got a car. Can we just say, I've been stuck. I've been stuck. Oh my gosh, y'all are welcome. Look, yes, we are walking in our divine purpose. Y'all, I haven't had a car since I was 20 years old. Now, for those of you, let me just tell y'all this as well. Y'all had a moment, and I said this on the message the other day. And I did upload it. Y'all, I had a moment where I realized that was a long 2 years in my car. A long 2 years. but I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for that experience because it really gave birth to me, to this new life that I'm living. And so I'm so excited about that. Many of you, you really are being delivered from something that you thought you were never going to break free from. And the Lord is really, 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 like, I pray that you would receive this and know that it is your word, that He is really delivering you from something that you thought was just going to hold you down forever. You're getting ready to see so many great and amazing things happen in your life. Things the Lord is, come on, God. I just heard the Lord say He's going to blow your mind. He is getting ready to blow your mind. Something is coming out of left field, like something unexpected is coming for many of you. This is not, again, y'all, this is simply being, come on, God, being in the right place at the right time. This is continuing to show up. I told y'all the other day, like, man, even when it was hard for me to show up, even when I'm tracking, even when it was hard for me to show up, I just kept on showing up, kept on doing the thing that the Lord instructed me to do. And you think that He doesn't have people in place, but He does. But you have to be ready to receive the help, to receive the resources, to receive the opportunities. Message. Come on, lightning. The rain, y'all. The rain. The rain. I'm telling y'all, the rain. Which part? I didn't talk about that. Let me just say this, and this is not. They're bringing this back, so let me just mention this real quick. Many of you, there are true. I thought I covered it. There are people, man. They're I don't even know how to explain this to somebody, and I thought I was done with this, but let me just tell y'all what they said. There are demons and energies that are getting ready to have to submit. It's like someone's getting ready to have this experience. Something is going to get ready to submit to you. It's like it's not going to have a choice. Just explain it, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to recognize your power and your authority. I hope that makes sense. I thought I was done with that. And the way that you're going to know is because even for me last night, like after all of this stuff that happened, y'all, this said energy had to literally bow down before God. True story. Ended up playing a song that was called Blessed and Chosen. Had never heard it before, but the song was called Blessed and Chosen because it had no choice but to submit to the authority of God. Wasn't me. It's just submitting to the Lord. So some of you are getting ready to have that experience, and they wanted to bring that back. So I hope that makes sense. It may come in the form of something like that, but they wanted me to bring that up because some of you, it's like you're going to recognize and own your power and your authority that the Lord is giving, and you're going to have something that's going to submit to you because it has no power over you. Okay. Anyway, that's it. I think, yeah, that's it. The rain, we flooding in my area. I know God about to move some things around. And that's another thing, because I don't even know. I'm not familiar with Louisiana, y'all, but there was a moment where this energy had to play a song, and it had something to do with rain. And then as soon as that happened, we passed by a sign that said rain. It was the craziest thing. But anyway, Mimi, stay safe for the flooding, for everybody who's dealing with inclement weather. So anyway, that's all I got for real. Y'all gonna be great, amazing, do great, amazing things. I got to finish up the rest of my evening. You can let them know they can get, okay, that's something else. I love y'all in real life. Hydrate your soul, drink your water, say your gratitude. Have a fantastic and an amazing day in Purpose on Purpose. I will see y'all Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you Monday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to start Genesis 13 on Monday. I got journaling to do, y'all. I got Bible study to do today. So I got to get back into my practices. FYI, some of you, the Lord is going to be requiring you to wake up a little earlier. So make sure that you do that. Team me, okay, I'm going to do my best to be up at 4 a.m. on Monday. I really am. But I'm going to be resting over the weekend as well. I love y'all in real life. I will see y'all on the next one. I love y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Bye, y'all. Child, look. Bye.